everyone, welcome to the Horror Show. I'm Cecil Laird.
I'm Marcia Marker.
I'm eating Fuego here.
Continuing our Texas Chainsaw Massacre review series, leading up to Part 3, which was a Patreon request. But we didn't want to just jump to Part 3 because we hadn't reviewed the other ones yet on the channel. So we've already reviewed Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1. Here comes our review of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, which I personally like this one the best in the entire series. This is my favorite entry. I think it is better than the first one. The first one was groundbreaking, but the second one is just way more entertaining and gross and ominous.
Tasty
and
chili there, Cecil.
Great stuff. I love the second movie. So Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 is, I think, the first one that I saw in the series, and I remember, I have a very specific memory of this movie. I can even produce the name of the person's house I was at, but I was at a sleepover, and they decided to play horror movies, and they put one on that I had never seen before, and one of the earliest scenes is two douchey college or high school age guys cruising in a car when Leatherface stands up next to him and literally saws one of their heads off diagonally like that.
It's the greatest scene in the whole movie.
Yeah, it's driving and like he's driving kind of headless, and I saw that as a kid and I was like, this is crazy, this movie. So it always stuck out. When I rewatched it for this review, I loved it just as much as I did back then, and I adore this movie. You guys.
It was okay. It was not my favorite. It was not. The first one's gonna be my favorite. I'm sorry because of what it was. This one was fun. It was very, very different take on the family, and it went a completely different way. And I can see why this, especially after what like My Bloody Valentine and some of the other ones that are in that same zip code, I want to say, of being super like over the top, very gruesome, very like in your face kills, out of the box, and just owning that situation. I can see why you liked it. It definitely is very different for me. I was pulled out a lot with Dennis Hopper kept pulling me out.
Really?
Yeah, like this the overtopness, the radio show host lady who thought she was gonna be a journalist.
But as much as you love Bill Moseley, this was what made
they were fantastic. Like he was fantastic. I'm not taking away from that. Like they did a fantastic job for where it went. It just wasn't. I wouldn't say I liked it better than the first one because the first one fit me way more, and it actually was more terrifying and subtle, and I think that's why I liked it, because it felt more like real, whereas this one felt more like fantasy.
That's fair.
You know, like
no. The original felt more like, I mean, almost like it could have been real, and this was just exactly. This was like
this one was out of your mind. This is never really gonna happen, but at the same time, really fun, and it really fit the bill for what it was. It definitely they took the first one and they're like, let's roll with it. We got some money. Let's have fun. And they did. And they made it really relevant to the times and what the filmmaking was for that time frame. And I can see why you enjoyed it.
Yeah, which is very much like the times of late 80s horror was goofy. I mean, seriously, Freddy Krueger and, so much like dark black humor and stuff like that. And this epitomized that perfectly, and that's why I loved it so much. It's my favorite of the series. I don't know. You still have like Grandpa like chowing down and getting involved at the very end, but the set design, especially at the very end in the last 20 minutes, is impeccable and so awesome. And you can tell they had money to spend on this, which is cool. And beyond that, Moseley is fine. I loved his bit where he's at the radio studio and they're talking music and he's like talking smack about some of her taste and things of that nature. I thought that was cool.
Man, but that's the thing. Bill Moseley as Chop Top in this, I think, set the standard for sort of crazy sidekick characters in horror movies going forward.
No, yeah, he was excellent.
And he had the whole Vietnam
angle
and the plate in his head and everything. And I mean, it's so flippin' iconic, dude. Massively.
So so we all have differing tastes on this one. I mean, where does it rank for you, Fuego? Yeah.
It's my favorite of the series. I mean, the first one I ever saw actually was the remake in theaters.
Oh, okay. Which is a good one too.
Yeah, which is grisly and gross, dude. Like, I still will never forget, like, place on the hook, like where they just
No, the one
I
in
cringe
that
like
one
that.
that is the worst is when the dude almost pulls himself off the hook. But beyond that, I mean, I thought that I love so much about 2. I don't know, it's just great.
Well, it's like the perfect tone.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to be said. I mean, the acting was really good. Like you said, the set design was fantastic. It was fun to watch them go through the tunnels, and you saw how they like set up the bodies and the skeletons as almost like a wax museum, and just kind of set up these different displays, which was really fun. And to watch Dennis Hopper, like, you know, actually go nuts, and he went the full 180 and just like started taking out things and like really screwing the other chick over so many times. That was kind of fun to watch as well. I'm just gonna say it's not my number one, but I still really appreciate this movie. I love this series, and I love how fun it can be, and this was just really like set it up to, you know, 11, so it was fun.
Yeah, it was a massive tone change though, and I can concur with you about the fact that the original is way scarier. You know, this one,
I can agree with
this
that.
one
I
is
can agree with
fun in comparison.
Yeah.
You know, so
This is the
honestly, if
this
that's
is
the
the
way you
big
wanna put
budget
it.
summer version
Yeah.
of
exactly
part 1.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, drive-in theater.
Yeah.
Let's go hang out with the friends.
And the
and
fact
have
that
fun.
But maybe that's why I like it. so
no,
much.
it's
and
a
you
fun
have-
summer movie. What
Yeah.
are you gonna do?
And you have douchey shitheads getting killed at the beginning.
Yeah,
man. I
Well,
mean,
but you
it's-
have the chainsaw battle at the end between Dennis Hopper and Leatherface
which is-
that even
is it-
Mandy with
dude.
Nicolas Cage homages.
Oh,
That's
isn't
true.
that such a great scene where he goes to the store and he's like trying out all the different
Yeah,
chainsaws, and
dude.
He's just like this
Dennis
one,
Hopper
this
was a
one.
freaking nut in this movie.
He's great in this movie, man.
God, and I loved it. But okay, so the cinematography isn't. It's
okay.
serviceable.
okay.
Yeah.
We'll call it serviceable.
Yeah.
But the gore and the effects, as Fuego said,
It's
the
a
set design.
of that.
Oh,
haunted
the production
house
design, the
craziness.
set design,
The
and the
very
gore
end, man.
effects.
Ugh.
The gore effects, especially
So
for
good.
the cut in half head at the
Yeah.
beginning.
Which is the
The
goriest
rest
scene
is
in the
just
whole movie,
so nasty,
ironically.
but like. Doesn't she like slip into a group of bodies and stuff
She
like
does.
that
In
at
the
points
beginning,
and
like,
stuff like
like
that?
she fell
she's, like,
through
crawling
the
through.
tunnel area, and
Yeah.
it was like a a slide where they throw the bodies down, and it was just like a pit of like skeletons, and then
all that stuff.
Yeah, it was
It's expensive, but it's
insane.
so gross. Like, ugh.
and it totally
That's nightmarish,
Yeah.
though. Like,
Very much
and
so.
it brought me back, like watching it. And I was like, oh, this is where Rob Zombie got the
it
second
stole
half
all
of
of
House
his,
of a
yeah.
Thousand
House
Corpses.
of a Thousand Corpses.
Which
right
check
here.
it out. We have that trailer coming in a couple days.
by the way, 3 from Hell trailer drops Tuesday.
Ooh.
Yeah, Marcia.
So should I hold off? We can just do a remote with all
we
three
could-
of
we
us on
could do
Tuesday
a
night.
remote. We can do a
Dude, we
remote.
have to have Marcia for that.
Yeah.
I know. I can't do that ahead of you guys. Marcia's got to be on that one.
Yeah.
So okay, so we'll remote it on Tuesday
you
night.
can remote me in. I'll be here.
All right, we'll remote it on Tuesday night. So.
Kim.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
so let's continue on then. I mean, any other? We all love the effects and everything.
Yeah,
like
and
that.
I like
mean,
the score, man. The fact that it's all hick toy, like
Yeah.
like a little bit of country western, so on and so forth. I think it's it's like very befitting of the vibe that you're going for, and it just makes you not take it as seriously, which is the one thing that Tobe Hooper is very deliberately doing. He doesn't want you to take the nastiness as seriously in this, which was the 80s horror shtick at that particular point. I mean, you had guys like Chucky and Fred Krueger and so on, where everything is played for laughs as far as kills go. And so for that reason, I didn't think this movie was trying to be taken very seriously.
That's fair.
And it's a fun film, and this, I don't know, music is fun as well.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
I do like when you're talking about story, how they do a really good job of tying in the first one, even though there's
Truly,
completely
yes, and
different
the fact
films.
And the fact that it was Hopper's like niece's kids or something.
Yeah, it was
like
his nephew or the kid in the wheelchair and the sister were his kin.
Yeah.
And he's been searching for this family, and it just so happens they show up for a chili cook-off, and when you realize what was happening, you're like, oh.
And like the whole public in general voted for the chili.
Yeah,
too, so they all
number one
tasted
chili
the
in
human
Texas.
flesh.
And I love
Yeah.
the scene where he like has the tooth and like throws it out.
Oh, that's just a bit of bone there.
Yeah,
No big
exactly.
deal.
That's a marrow from my mom.
So crazy.
So yeah, I mean, overall, we really like this movie. Is that me? Is that me?
No,
I am
sir.
fired.
I'm all like,
yeah.
oh shit!
All right.
He's our fearless
leader.
leader. We're all
I
here with him.
apologize.
Yeah.
I am so
Like that does
unprofessional.
not sound like
I'm actually
Rafa.
super intrigued though, guys. Have either of you seen Texas 3?
I have. I don't remember it at all.
I don't remember it.
I don't remember it at all. So
Yeah.
we're basically going to be going in blind for the
I
actual
love
movie
it.
that was finally requested
I
from
love
Patreon.
it.
Yeah.
I do too. I'm really excited about it. I remember hating 4, and then I remember I actually really
Four's
liked.
the one that I remember though.
I
because
really
of
liked the
Renee
remake,
Zellweger
and then I thought the beginning was okay, but I love Texas Chainsaw 3D because Alexander Daddario.
yeah.
Cha-cha.
Wow. Holy smokes.
But yeah, for real.
That got weird.
Leatherface, not so good.
Uh.
But we're gonna get through them all. I did review Leatherface on the channel, and it was garbage. But yeah, so I'm excited about the first Leatherface,
Yeah.
Texas Chainsaw 3.
Yep.
We actually got the signature of the man that plays Leatherface in Texas Chainsaw 3 on our Coexist shirt. So excited about that, but that's going to do it for our review of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments down below what you think of this installment of the franchise. Do you like it more or less than the first one? I'm guessing most of you are going to say, no way, the first one's better. But some of you that aren't afraid to admit your guilty pleasures may think otherwise. So let us know in those comments.
I think they're gonna skew you guys because
We'll see.
I really do.
No,
think...
Marcia's right. They're gonna beat us, man. That's fine.
Well, you think no, she's
No, I'm
saying
saying
they're going
they're
to
gonna
skew towards
your
us.
way. Like they're
Towards
gonna
part
go
2.
Well.
I think people are gonna
in that
skew more
respect,
2 than 1 because you thought 2 was the first one. So
It was.
there's- It might have been the one
2
that
is
you
so
guys really did.
ridiculously influential.
Well, now
we
it's
got to
a
find
debate.
out.
Who-
Now
Now
you
it's a
have to
debate.
tell.
Who's gonna win
Settle
the
the debate in
battle?
the comments down below. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, click that like button if you want to watch more like it. Make sure you are subscribed and click that bell notification if you want to make sure you are notified as soon as one of our episodes goes live.
Yay.
Until next time, thank you very much for watching. I've been Cecil Laird.
I'm Ruxpin.
And gracias, I mean,
And remember,
Stay
stay scared.